Land, where great Korkut lived and worked. Heart of the Turkish world, land of songs and stories, tales and legends. Land of Sirah, taking its history from the depth of the centuries, rich with ancient sagas, keeping eternal, indelible memory of ancestors' heritage. Here, at this salty land, culture were formed and developed. Military unions and states were formed and dissipated. This particular amazing land has become area of 4 capitals, swept through the ages from the depth of the history, was resistant to adversity, survived the battles, maintained amazing power and strength, the place experiencing nowadays a new turn of development. Today, Kyzylorda is one of the regions with a dynamic economy, industry, and agriculture, science, and culture. A basis of the region's economy, oil, gas, and uranium fields. Even despite the fact that over the last few years, oil production declined by more than 4 million tons, the role of this industry, which occupies about 30% of gross regional product, will be decisive for a long time. Therefore, exploration of new fields remains a priority in economic development. Manufacturing is gaining momentum as well. Due to active measures for diversification, new structure of the economy is formed currently. For the last 4 years, despite the difficult economic period, production in non-primary sector increased more than in a half, and share of manufacturing sector in GRP structure over these years has grown 3 times. A powerful impetus to the development of the regional economy was given by the program of Forced Industrial Innovation Development, with the help of which 20 projects were implemented in the region, including projects which allow to start gas recovery and to begin a large-scale provision of gas supply to settlements in Kyzylorda region. On the basis of fields of high-quality quartz sand, construction of a glass factory is being complete. At the end of this year, production of molybdenum trioxide will be operational, and in 2018, planned for production of oil well cement, widely used in construction, oil, gas, and uranium sectors, will start to run. In fact, particularly now, in 3 districts of the region, Aralsk, Janakorgan, Shili, is created a basis for development of chemical and mining metallurgical clusters. Already this year in Aralsk, start of construction of soda ash plant is scheduled. And within roadmap program for development of mining and metallurgical complex, work is performed on 3 anchor projects. At vanadium field, Balasauskandik, that is part of the 10 largest in the world, a project on autoclave processing of black shale is implemented. At one of the largest lead zinc fields in the country, Shalkia, projects on construction of mining and processing works and gas turbine power plant. Ferro plants will be built in Kyzylorda city. In order to create a new industrial character of the region and form the intellectual elite of our country, 452 graduates of Kyzylorda schools went to study in best technical universities of Russia by grant of the Russian Federation. Kyzylorda region is one in a country that has been able to organize such study. Kyzylorda is a region where youth absorb experience to become confident, support, and open up new horizons. Agricultural sector demonstrates a steady growth for several years as well. Today, almost at all types livestock numbers exceeds the level in 1993, the most successful year for the region. A program of plant growing diversification is also successfully implemented. Crops feed oilseed, and grain for animal feed only in the past 3 years increased by more than 6,000 hectares. At the same time, the gross rice harvest of the years has increased more than a third by increasing the yield varieties. Markets for agriculture products sales are reoriented to overseas, for example, to Iran. First batch of livestock is sent already there. In 2016, for the first time in many years, exports of melons in Russia is recommenced. And in 2017, compared to 2016, export of melons increased in 8 times. Over the last year, alone export of agriculture produced in the region increased to 48%. Particular emphasis on development of agricultural cooperatives, primarily meat and dairy. It is planned that by 2020, the volume of growth agriculture output will increase 2.4 times and its export more than 5 times. And in order to bring ideas to life, extensive work are carried out to restore water management infrastructure of irrigated land. One of the most important areas of development in the region, entrepreneurship. Tourism is among the most prospective fields and is considered today as the locomotive of developments of business in the region. After all, ruins the city like Gent, Sauron, Jankent are beyond imagination even today. A necropolis, Korkut, spiritual advisor of Turkish civilization, has become a center of pilgrimage and studying of Turkish culture. Kambash, water from which is famous for its crystal purity and healing properties, and endless like a mirage, warm and truly magical the RLC. Places that could become one of the most popular destinations for tourists from around the world. Thanks to the efforts of the President, the RLC is now experiencing a rebirth. Fisheries again is becoming one of the important sectors of the economy. And, of course, the region's trademark is Baikonur. There is no man on earth who has not heard about the space harbor in the steppes of Kazakhstan. Over time, Baikonur is a brand of Kazakhstan, will be the center of attraction for tourists. The task of present generation is to retain and enhance what was produced here for decades, breathe second life in Baikonur, transform it from a single industry to a diversified city. The region is being transformed. New housing estates are constructed, roads are reconstructed, conditions for study, work, relax, and comfort for citizens are created. For the last 5 years, more than 2 million square meters of living estates were put into operation. 174 objects of social sphere were constructed. 174 objects of the social sphere were constructed. Public-private partnership is being developed. For example, 71% kindergartens operate on the basis of PPP. Currently, 29 projects cooperative with business in the field of vocational education, sports, health, social protection, transport infrastructure, and utilities are underway. On the left bank of the Sirdarya River, currently construction of a new, modern city started, architecture of which reflects nature and climatic characteristics of the region, mindset and tradition of Kazakh people. The time changes. People and their life values change. But traditions of the people, their national culture and spirituality are always honored and respected at this land. There they tend to spiritual revival, preserving history memory, welcome guests and all those who are willing to invest part of their soul in the development of the region. Today, Kyzylorda is open for everyone. It is the region for residents and visitors, both for work and leisure, creativity and joy. Land where honor guides, wisdom protects, and energy opens any ways. Region which is reliable support of independent Kazakhstan.